Members of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress made good their threats to embark on an indefinite industrial action across the country. Their action affected public offices, schools and hospitals were shut down. Airports were closed as the national grid was shut down. After several appeals, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation summoned the Labour leaders to an emergency meeting to halt the strike.
We have had a very realistic and patriotic meeting, and the results will be very, very manifest soon.
As the strike enters its second day, Labour leaders lock themselves in closed-door meetings to decide the next line of action. The meeting yields some interest, at least in the interim.
For 1 week, that was our agreement. And even international conventions, they say you don't negotiate at gunpoint. So whether they thought that they were negotiating at gunpoint or whatever. So we didn't suspend, we relaxed. When our statement comes out last time, we relaxed our action for 1 week. So that we can negotiate. Yesterday's meeting was a kind of mediatory meeting. And then we're going back to the appropriate organ that discusses wages. So we've returned back to status quo. The agreement is that
the Labour leaders also agreed to return to the negotiation table under the National Tripartite Committee on the review of the national minimum wage.
You know, the truth of the matter is that we will improve. And whether there's a figure in mind, you will know that at the end of the day. They walked out and then we called them, pleaded that they come back to the negotiating table. We were expecting that everything would come to an end and then we move forward. Because there are a lot of things to do. We've wasted too much time on this. We have a lot of things to do, and the mandate of the Ministry of Labour and Employment is to make sure that poverty is reduced and that we create jobs or create wealth. So why would we sit down and just be wasting our times when we know that time's waste for nobody? So I'm optimistic that we're going to come to conclusion of this so that we'll be able to move to the next level.
As you recall, you saw the communique that we signed yesterday. So we have a 7 days timeline for us to reach conclusions on all these. So we will do everything possible to stick with that timeline, because for us, we have conveyed all our position that we must stick to that timeline, which everybody has agreed. So we are working the talk along that timeline to ensure that maximum 7 days from yesterday we will have a decision.
The committee will resume negotiations on Wednesday, June 5, 2024. Benny Ark, Channels Television News.